I was thinking, like, this is the beginning of the episode. I was thinking last night, it's like, if we can get like 30 views in like the first 4 episodes of this or whatever, then it's like, maybe I'll buy a second microphone.
All right.
Welcome to episode 2 of Hi-Diddily-Ho, Neighborino with Stevie Stewart and James Ruff.
Hi-Diddily-Ho, Neighborino.
You might know us from such classics as The Day the Bart Stood Still.
I got nothing.
You got nothing? You might have also heard our record soundtrack, The Beats of Our Lives. Flying by the seat of my pants.
Let's get to the point.
This is the review for season 1, episode 2, Bart the Genius.
Bart the Genius.
We're gonna title this episode. We just had it. What was it?
I am a wiener.
I am a wiener. Okay.
I am wiener. Hear me roar.
This one seemed really fast to me. It felt like it was really short. Was that just me?
It is a little bit shorter episode.
Like, was the Christmas episode longer?
I don't know. I don't know if it just felt that way or what.
It felt like it went by really fast. But basically, this episode, it's a Bart episode. It's all about Bart, and he goes to school, and in a weird way, he's kind of getting bullied by Martin.
Yeah, Martin's a little piece of crap, by the way. No wonder he deserves all the bullying he ever gets on the show based on what he did in this episode.
Yeah, because, like, he's just, like, harping on Bart, getting him in trouble. And it's like, okay, if he wants to be a tattletale, fine. But then, like, in the classroom, he's reminding Miss Krabappel that, Bart needs to face the window while we take the test so he doesn't cheat. It's like, stop being a little, snitch.
Yeah.
And then Bart, kind of getting fed up with Martin's bullcrap, while he's outside reading under a tree, Bart grabs his
IQ test.
IQ test. I didn't know they were taking an IQ test. I thought they were taking like a regular test. But apparently it was an IQ test. He grabs Martin, writes in his name, puts Martin's name on Bart's test.
That's what helped me out a lot in school.
Fills in and throws it back. Which it seems like they missed a good side plot with that. Like, Martin doesn't go to like a special education class or anything. Bart immediately gets moved up to the gifted school, which it's weird that Springfield has a separate school for gifted children.
It's like never mentioned again either.
No, none of those kids ever show up again. I think they all died.
They all died in Bart's experiment.
Yeah, and nothing happens to Martin. He doesn't like.
Yeah, that's the one thing I don't understand about this episode. After Bart confesses that he cheated on the test,
he doesn't go to the special school.
They don't. I guess he didn't say that anything about Martin. They didn't.
Well, I thought
let Martin move to the school.
I assumed that he wrote, "I cheated by taking his test."
Yeah, that's what I would assume too. But he never actually said that, so we don't really know.
And either way, they don't move Martin anywhere. Maybe they're like, "Oh no, Martin's too much of a little shit. He's such a little like jerk. He doesn't deserve to go to this school." He got outsmarted by Bart.
Yeah.
So it was a weird episode, but I found it weirdly
it was entertaining.
It was nice to sort of dynamic that developed between Homer and Bart in the middle, where it's like, for no real reason other than Homer admiring his son for once, he became a good father. They played catch, they went to the opera and stuff, and they had a good time. Homer's being very sympathetic and loving to his son.
You know what? This is weird that the opera scene was the best part of the episode as far as humor goes.
Yeah, that was one of the funniest parts. Cause it was also nice because you see Lisa getting on the jokes. You get that sort of dynamic where it's Marge against the rest of the family in a way, where Lisa joins in with Bart and Homer.
Even though Lisa's the smartest one, she can appreciate a funny joke.
Yeah, and even a funny joke like, "Oh, we can't leave till the fat lady sings." Is that one fat enough for you? And it's the woman down there singing. It's stupid stuff like that, and Lisa's over there laughing her head off.
Yeah, and she liked Lisa a little bit better.
Yeah, it really she was a little bit more carefree. which is weird because I remember these early seasons is also when Lisa was like very depressed all the time, which we haven't really gotten to that yet. But it's like Lisa's gone back and forth in a lot of ways. It seems.
Thinking about it, I usually feel like I always like hated Lisa episodes, but it seems like we haven't watched the Lisa episode yet. But when we get to them, I'll explain. I feel like all the other characters are great in the Lisa episodes. What makes the Lisa episodes great?
Yeah, and at least almost like a supporting character in the fact that she can make others shine.
Yeah,
but this one, Bart does such a good job of doing that. Putting us in a situation like they do a really good job of making us empathize with Bart because
we felt sorry for him.
Yeah, like when it's at the normal school, it's like it feels like he's getting singled out, even though he's doing something that we all know is wrong. He's graffitiing a building. He's writing "I'm a wiener" with a poorly drawn Principal Skinner on it, and you still feel bad for him. It's like he's getting in trouble and you're just like, oh no, they're being mean.
Even though he cheated on the test, it's not his fault they put him in that school. It's their fault for not catching it themselves. Like, why is Bart so smart all of a sudden?
Yeah, it really did come out of nowhere. It's not like he had, based on what we know about Bart from watching other stuff, Bart's not a good student. And also, the test they were making him take made no sense. Like him reading the question, the question they do in that whole scene is very trippy. It's very avant-garde in a way where you said the passengers were just eyes and noses for faces, and that was it. And it was really weird, and it went on for a very long time. Where it's to the point where it's I have no idea what they're even talking about at this point. Number of passengers are getting on, number of passengers are getting off, and divided by this plus that, and all this sort of stuff. It's it did a good job of making you feel like, oh yeah, I'm overwhelmed like Bart.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was very interesting, and it was also that sort of thing where these early episodes, there was a lot of Freudian stuff in it with the whole id and super id, or no, id and the ego and the super ego, and that was also a subtle way of defining who Bart and Lisa are.
Wow.
Yeah. Which is just
thinking way too hard.
Well, that's what they put in the episode. That's
true.
That's what they did. It's just sort of
the writers were a little bit smarter back then, I think. Or
maybe they could get away with that sort of stuff. Or maybe you can only do so many stories or jokes about the super ego.
Well, I mean, writers would put stuff like that in there all the time back then.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it was just a different time. It doesn't play now, that sort of thing. I did find it really weird when the district psychologist.
That guy with the blue hair and glasses.
Yeah. He shows up.
Not the lawyer.
He immediately starts measuring Bart's head with the thing with the phrenology stuff.
Yeah.
Which is a bogus science. It's a bunch of bullshit. The size of your head doesn't matter.
But when he's done with it, he just throws it on the floor like it doesn't even matter. I was like, what the?
It doesn't matter. Phrenology is a bunch of bullshit. It's the sort of thing that the Victorians and stuff would do. Oh yes, this makes us superior. The size of my head makes me smarter than you. It's no, you're just an asshole. It's all a bunch of bogus. And so when that character walks in, immediately starts doing it, it's oh, this guy is full of shit. He's just not, he doesn't know what he's doing. Which I thought was very interesting. I thought that was funny, though.
You know what my favorite sight gag was in this one?
What was it?
Was when Bart's doing the chemistry thing wrong, and he mixes an acid with a base, and it blows
we all know what happens when you mix an acid with a base.
And it blows up green, and then you see a little hamster.
The hamster was maybe the funniest joke in the episode. The hamster runs by very quick, just out of nowhere. Was it the control hamster? Was it the control hamster or the one that the girl what
was that, Streptococcus or whatever?
I don't know, but she gave it some disease, and I don't think that's ethical.
Well, they're going to dissect it next week, so
yeah, which makes you feel bad for the control hamster because he's just
these
in there.
Smart people are assholes.
Yeah, I mean seriously, That's some psychotic stuff. Also, if you're in, like, there's all kinds of intelligence. There's intelligence where you are very good with numbers. You're very good with, like, expression and logic and all that sort of stuff. And there's also just sort of intelligence where you're very good at retaining and recalling information. I don't think people get all of those. All those kids were being displayed like they know everything. They have super logic. They have super everything. It's like, I don't know if half the stuff they were talking about with the gills and all that sort of stuff, where they were tricking Bart and taking his lunch. No one should know that information. No one should know the difference between gravity on Jupiter and Venus.
And be able to relate it to food.
Or be able to do math and then relate it to food to steal your sandwich.
Especially not a 10-year-old kid.
Also, that was a big old sandwich Bart had.
It was bigger than the lunchbox.
Yeah. Which, that's just a funny aside. But it's like, they made these kids so that it's like, they knew everything about everything. And it's like, you have to first read information to retain it. You don't just pick up all that information because you're smart. Unless these kids are just like doing nothing but watching like super programming all the time and just retaining everything. Which also, that joke made no sense. RDRR? How do you get from RDRR to Hardy Har Har? That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
That's one of the dumbest jokes. It's just like it's annoying on purpose almost to me.
And maybe that's what the point was. Maybe I'm in the right place where I'm like, that was stupid. Because like she writes out the equation and she's like, oh, everyone knows what this means. All the kids are laughing. And then she explains it out for Bart and it's like, RDRR, hardy har har. And it's like,
it's make you hate her.
No, you wrote RDRR. That's not hardy har har at all.
Hardy har har.
That just reminded me of the other thing that's really weird about this episode. Like, Principal Skinner leaning in and getting in Bart's face, and you get the top-down view of Bart's head when he's getting in trouble. It's just had all these weird sort of, like, proportions where Bart's face was, like, bigger here, and Skinner's face was like this. Yeah. It was really just weird. It made no sense.
It's like they was experimenting with how they want to do their angles and stuff and haven't quite yet found it yet.
Yeah, or maybe the animation studios, like whoever was just in charge there was like swinging for the fences.
Whoever was over their animation studio was not a genius. You get the joke? Because this episode was Bart is a genius. Bart the Genius.
Was that the joke? Was that the joke?
It was an RDR joke.
Yeah, it's sort of a joke that makes you feel bad. Just like, what is happening with my life?
I apologize, guys.
We don't apologize. That's not an official apology from this podcast. That's a lie. We apologize for nothing. Everything we do, even our mistakes, on purpose.
Especially our mistakes.
Especially our mistakes. Overall, it's like, I remember the episode, and I always thought it was funny, where it's like, oh, Bart, they think Bart's a genius. And it's like, the sort of thing where, then they also give the hints that it's like, oh yeah, Maggie's secretly the genius. Like the super genius. Like
at some point,
she really enjoyed the opera.
Maggie's evil.
I'm not sure if Maggie's evil. I'm really not. Like, Maggie's mischievous, but I think it's the sort of thing where it's like,
maybe not evil.
She's so, like, I think Maggie's secretly like the smartest person in the world. Like, Maggie is like operating.
She's really smart for a baby.
Yeah.
We'll get to those episodes later.
She's like very advanced for a kid. I think she's secretly the smartest person in the world. No one knows it, but she's like stuck in a child's body. I don't think she's evil. I think she's just.
She shot Mr. Burns.
He had to come. Let's be fair. He tried to take her candy. Now, is there anything else about the episode?
I actually didn't see this episode ever as a rerun. The first time I saw it was on the DVD.
Really? I do remember seeing this one as a rerun. That's.
I mean, honestly, I think the first season that I actually ever watched while it was on TV was probably season 7. So I'd see the like seasons 4 through 6 and stuff in the reruns every once in a while during that time. So I didn't really see much of the first season whenever I was growing up and first getting into them. So when I went back and watched these, they're like nowhere near as funny as those era episodes.
Do you think those seasons? Do you think they're better because it's a little bit of nostalgia, or do you think they are just like quality?
I think they are better.
Okay.
I've watched them all several times, over and over again. Even the first season. And the first season's one that I'm just like never excited about. All the other ones, I'm always excited to see those same episodes over and over again.
Now here's a question I didn't think of until now. How many times do you think you've seen the like different seasons? How many times do you think that you've seen these episodes we're gonna be watching? Because for me, like an episode like Bart the Genius, I think I've probably seen that 3 times before this, but probably in the early 90s.
Probably about 4 through 14, maybe. I'd say somewhere between 8 to 10 times on average per episode.
I had that sort of like episode watching with something maybe like Futurama, but even that it's like passive for a lot of those.
Well, back when these used to play on reruns all the time too, and they for some reason Fox would be so bad they would play the same episode over and over again instead of like just going through. You know like, how like
episode 1, episode 2, the next day.
But they would just they would air the same episode like 3 times in a row. And you'd be like, "What are y'all doing?"
I do remember that. That was weird.
Yeah, so you know, like the one where they find the body in the gorge. I seen that one probably like 20 times because they played it so much. But anyway, you ready to rate this episode? Anything else?
I don't know. I just want to like reflect on it real fast because like overall the episode was. I liked it, but it was really weird in the fact that it's like the tone would not even the tone change. It's just like things change so fast. Where at the beginning they're playing Scrabble. I don't know why they're playing Scrabble.
Well, that's the thing about Simpsons. It starts off with one thing and ends up with something completely different.
Absolutely different. And them playing Scrabble had my favorite joke. Homer there like. Oh, I don't like. He's got all his letters, and he's got oxidized sitting in front of him on his little palette, which he wouldn't be able to clear his palette with that one word. He'd have one letter left. He had to build off something on the board, but he has oxidized there, and he spells do,
D-O-do.
So he's got that, and I thought that was really funny. And then what was the word Bart spells?
KWYJIBO.
KWYJIBO.
That should be the name of this episode.
That should be the name of this episode. KWYJIBO is now the name of this episode. It is no longer I'm a wiener.
But you are a wiener.
We'll put that in like brackets. So that ends with Bart making up the fake word KWYJIBO, and Homer getting mad, flipping the table, going to chase him, and it immediately like episode 2 of The Simpsons. Straight into the child abuse. Like straight into it. Like first episode, super wholesome. Episode 2, he's trying to strangle Bart. Like
it actually ends with him trying to beat him up.
Yeah.
And it never
it ends with Bart. He confesses, I'm not a genius. I didn't want to tell you because we were bonding so much. Like Homer and Bart are out there playing catch in the dark. They're having so much fun they just want to keep playing.
Maybe I take back what I said in our last episode. Some of these episodes back then didn't get resolved at the end.
No. Well, like the main plot, Bart's plot got resolved, but it ends with Bart hiding in his room, sitting on the bed, reading a comic book, drinking a soda, still green and bucket-ass naked, and Homer covered in some of the green chemicals. Like it's not paint, it's chemicals.
It's almost turned into anger, Dad.
Banging on the door, trying to get in there to strangle Bart. Like it is really weird, and it always ends with a great joke of them running through the house and Lisa going, "Oh, I guess Bart's stupid again."
Yeah.
Which overall, I'm like, I kind of like it. It's a fairly simple story. It makes you feel for Bart, but also it's like I want a little comeuppance for Martin and those little snobby kids.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was missing to me.
I can see that. Although I think it was an entertaining episode, but I don't think it was a great one. I would never consider this episode a classic.
I think I kind of want to give it like a solid 5 out of 10.
Yeah, I was thinking about 5 or 6 uranium rods, somewhere in there.
I totally forgot to look up if it's uranium or plutonium. I meant to do that. I put it on my phone when we were when we first started, but I was texting someone instead. I didn't look up the fuel.
You had an entire week to look it up, James.
I mean, I had a lot of texting to do.
Since our last episode, it's been an entire week, right?
Yeah, I'm very good at grooming myself.
Yeah.
And I only wear the same t-shirts over and over, which actually is true. It's totally
Just
true.
like the Simpsons.
I basically have a uniform of just jeans and t-shirt.
I do find it weird that Bart never wears a blue t-shirt on the TV show, even though there's always these little figurines and posters of him wearing a blue t-shirt, even though he's always wearing red.
It is odd.
You ever notice that?
The good thing is, Bart's graffiti skills do improve. He goes from like very poorly drawn
wieners.
Well, he doesn't draw a wiener. Well, no, he drew Skinner.
And he's a wiener. He
Like
sure
very poorly drawn, like Principal Skinner to like a pretty good El Barto. Like,
Yeah.
You know. So I guess that is improvement there. Character development is very important. But I think that's gonna wrap it up. I'm giving it a solid 5 out of 10.
I agree with that. I'll give it 5.
I think that's going to be episode 2 of Howdy-Ho Neighborino with
KWYJIBO.
Stevie and James. KWYJIBO.
RDRR.